Vladimir Putin in Vietnam. He's gone there after visiting North Korea. It's the last leg of his Asia tour. Yesterday, like we told you, he was in North Korea. Today, the Russian president landed in Hanoi. The day started with a welcome ceremony. There were children waving flags, bands playing, even a 21-gun salute. Not as grand as Pyongyang, but it was quite big by Hanoi standards. After that, it was the business end of the visit. The main focus is their strategic partnership, and it's an old one. In fact, the oldest for Vietnam. Russia was the first country to sign a strategic partnership with Vietnam. They did it back in 2001. Putin was the leader of Russia then too in 2001, and now he's visiting to strengthen this partnership.
Russia attaches great importance to the issues of further strengthening the traditionally friendly Russian-Vietnamese comprehensive strategic relations, strategic partnership relations.
So Putin met Vietnamese leaders, he held multiple meetings, he talked about trade, signed deals on energy cooperation and discussed some international issues as well.
We also touched upon current international issues. I would like to emphasize that the positions of Russia and Vietnam largely coincide or are close.
That's the point that Putin is trying to drive home, that the West may be trying to isolate him, but he still has partners and friends. And Moscow's relationship with Hanoi goes back all the way to the 1950s. When Vietnam was a new communist state and Moscow gave it economic support, diplomatic recognition and military backing. Thousands of Vietnamese students studied in Soviet universities, including Nguyen Phu Trong. He's Vietnam's current Communist Party chief. Over the decades, Vietnam saw multiple wars and Moscow came to their rescue. It gave them fighter jets, tanks, helicopters, even soldiers, 11,000 of them. Even after the Soviet Union fell, the ties remain strong, and it shows everywhere. Take Hanoi's architecture, for example. Most old buildings have a Soviet touch. And not just that, Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum houses the body of its founding father, Ho Chi Minh. His preserved body is on display there, but every year the mausoleum is closed for 2 months. Do you know why? Because the embalmed body is flown to Russia for maintenance. Such is their relationship. It's a unique friendship, and a key aspect of it is military ties. Russia is Vietnam's largest military supplier. It accounts for 80% of Vietnam's armed exports. Nearly all of their naval vessels are from Russia. And defense remains the focus on this visit as well. Putin has arrived with his defense minister here, and while Vietnam's reliance on Russian weapons is significant, it is looking to diversify. And that's because of the fear of Western sanctions. In fact, this state visit was also condemned by the United States. So Vietnam doesn't want to take any chances. It is diversifying its sources. Which brings us to the country itself. Why Vietnam? Why did Putin choose Hanoi? And the answer is quite simple. Vietnam is like the new cool kid on the block. It's a rising economy, a manufacturing powerhouse, a leading exporter of goods. And for companies leaving China, it's one of the compelling alternatives. So everyone wants to be friends with Vietnam. And when we say everyone, we mean everyone. Last year, US President Joe Biden was in the country. The two nations upgraded their relations. Soon after that, Chinese President Xi Jinping followed. His was a grand visit too. And now it is Putin's turn. It's his 5th visit to Vietnam. So there's a clear pattern. Every country wants Vietnam in their corner. But who is Vietnam choosing? The answer is no one. They want to do business with everyone. And it's their age-old strategy. They call it bamboo diplomacy. It's inspired from the bamboo plant. Strong roots and flexible branches, bending in all directions. And Vietnam is keeping it quite flexible right now. They're keeping their options open, not isolating anyone, at the same time refusing to be tied up in alliances. It's a strategy that has paid off until now, and they do not plan to change it. This latest visit by Putin is proof.
First Post reports from the world's second largest